Well, what do you know? Turns out I was wrong, truth seeker. According to Fox News and Roger Goodell, the NFL is not scripted. Let's read all about it, and let's remember this headline here. NFL commissioner slams ridiculous theory around Chiefs ahead of Super Bowl. Now, you remember that emphasis on that word ridiculous, because we're going to come back to how ridiculous it is. NFL's Roger Goodell slams ridiculous theory around Chiefs ahead of Super Bowl LIX. Chiefs' performance has been more scrutinized in recent weeks. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell attempted to dismantle any notion of favoritism from officials toward the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday during his pre-Super Bowl LIX press conference. Goodell was asked about the theory of NFL officiating, which stems from the insinuation that the Chiefs are on the receiving end of favorable calls during games. It came to light during the team's playoff wins over the Houston Texans and Buffalo Bills. I'm pretty sure it came to light for longer than this NFL season. This sort of reminds me a little bit of the script, right? That I write a script and I have a script for the entire seasons, he said. I think a lot of those theories are things that happen in social media and they get a new life. Nobody wants it to be their theory. Yeah. How about your announcers always saying they couldn't have scripted it any better? It's been going on since longer than you were the commissioner. I understand it. I think it reflects a lot of the fans' passion. I think it's also a reminder for us on how important officiating is. I think the men and women officiating the NFL are outstanding. They have the highest possible standards. So yeah, that's a ridiculous theory for anyone who might take it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's something we always have to continue to work on, how we make our officiating better at all times. The two calls in their win over the Texans ignited a firestorm. The penalties were called after hits on quarterback Patrick Mahomes. A few questionable calls in the win over the Bills also raised eyebrows too. Fox NFL analyst Rob Gronkowski told Fox News Digital he noticed officials were a bit more lenient towards the Chiefs. Probably reminds him of the kind of treatment his team used to get with Tom Brady. Regardless, Goodell defended officials and highlighted the competition. If you look at the Chiefs' record, which I think is an amazing thing, he said, people talk about the competitiveness in our league. The Chiefs with their 15 wins, 11 of those 15 games within one score, I think that talks about the competitiveness of our game and the importance of how we officiate, but also the competitiveness of how we play it. What a story. Who could ever deny the script after that kind of testimony? But okay, ridiculous, right? Ridiculous is the word. Can we take a good look here at the gematria of ridiculous? 131. Where have I seen that number? Did Mahomes just advance to the Super Bowl 131 days after his birthday? Were the Chiefs the only team to go 13-1 this year? Did the Chiefs win in Joe Montana's San Francisco 49ers Stadium 131 days after Montana's birthday, when Mahomes, who plays for the Chiefs like Montana also did, is trying to emulate Montana history, winning his fourth championship in New Orleans? And what's with all this 55 business? From the Eagles advancing with 55 to Learjet 55, crashing on 1/31 on Roosevelt, which equals 131. But anyway, have I not been teaching about this for 11 years, about the Super Bowl and the rigged games and the number 131, which also connects with the rest of the World of Sports Championships, because not only does Super Bowl equal 131, but so does championship? How about that 50? Does Chiefs equal 50? Does anyone remember when the Chiefs won their first Super Bowl in 50 years over Joe Montana's 49ers in Super Bowl 54, when both Chiefs and San Francisco equate to 50? How about that 139, like Freemasonry, like America, like how American football is credited to the Freemason Walter Camp, and Freemasonry is based in Kabbalah, where this whole thing of letters and numbers comes from. How about 139 is the 34th prime, and Mahomes equals 34? And then 67, isn't that just like Kansas City equals 67, and 67 is the 19th prime, and last year while Montana was 67 years old? The Chiefs became the first team to go back-to-back in 19 years when the game went to overtime, 19-19, and McCall Hardman caught the game winner, scoring his 19th points, not to mention his name equals 58, like it was Super Bowl 58. Ridiculous. Again, not as ridiculous as what they just did with that plane in Philly, though. Again, look at Roosevelt. Whoops, if I could spell it right. Roosevelt. Now let's compare it with Super Bowl. Remember the plane in Philly, the Learjet 55 just crashed on Roosevelt Street in front of the Roosevelt Mall. Kind of reminds you of FDR, who was a 3-term president, like those 3 frozen Chiefs fans, like the Chiefs going for 3 in a row, never done in the Super Bowl era. But remember that Learjet 55, it debuted in history April 19th, 1979. From April 19th to the crash was exactly 41 weeks on 1/31. Again, when Mahomes beat the 49ers, it was 131 days after Montana's birthday. Mahomes got his 41st regular season road win. It was 112 days before the Super Bowl. It was also 4 months and 9 days after Mahomes' birthday. And, of course, Mahomes is going for his 49th road win in his career in the Super Bowl since the AFC is the road team. But for all you Eagles fans, the one little prayer out there for you is if home teams win, they'll be 11-2 in the playoffs, a bit like that 1-1-2. But, again, the first Mr. Three-Peat, Pat Riley, another Patrick. Again, another coach who was known for the old three-peats. Phil Jackson, who coached Jordan and Kobe, has the same birthday as Patrick Mahomes. We all know what happened to Kobe a week before Mahomes went on this Super Bowl winning rampage. Ridiculous. So, yeah. Anyway, I apologize for telling you guys it's all scripted. Teaching about that 131 thing for over a decade. Apparently, it was all just a coincidence. Including the 41 minutes after the hour post. Yeah, you want to look into something, look up the number 741. It's called the Lucifer number. 741 is the 38th triangular number, and Lucifer equals 38. That's a whole nother story, though. Till next time, True Seeker. Oh, my God. Right as I want to sign off, I noticed their videos 237. Those are the prime factors of 42. Reminds me how every black quarterback to win a Super Bowl is played on a native team and had a 42 ritual. Doug Williams, 42 points. Russell Wilson representing the 42nd state. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl 54, 42 passes. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl 57 in Arizona, 42 land. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl 58, makes his team 4-2 on the 42nd day of the year. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in the Super Bowls they've performed in together, 211 points scored in those games, and the last one was on 2/11, February 11th, the Vatican's birthday, when Vatican equals 47 and 25, and there were 47 points in the game, 25 of them scored by the winning Chiefs. Okay. Again, it must all be a coincidence because Roger Goodell said so. Till next time, True Seeker.